Surprise! It's us. We here a day early because there's so much shit going on. Y'all, we got a lot to talk about today. So we here a day early, not a dollar short. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Don't be playing with us. Especially if you like what you see. Come on now. Subscribe to the channel. Me and Mrs. Best. Y'all watch us enough. Subscribe to us, please. Like the video. Make sure we see me around these YouTube streets. Come on now, do your boy solid. But hey, it's your boy James, and you're watching my channel, Watch Your Mouth Reviews, where I'm here to give my honest opinion or review while trying to watch my mouth.
So professional today.
And it is not happening. And thank you, Mrs. Best. As I introduce her, y'all know my girl, Mrs. Best, my bestie, my in the whole wide world. She here with me today early. Had to drag her because we, too much going on, y'all. And it's more and more stuff coming out. So after this video, we're gonna do Real Housewives of Potomac first, and then we're gonna move on to an updates video.
So, I didn't even know which live I was in. I just clicked. I didn't even look.
Yeah, we're on Real Housewives of Potomac. We're gonna do this one first, so we can get this out the way, and then we're gonna talk about what is going on out there. So the episode opens up where it left off, where G was explaining this, big reveal, which he revealed that he actually is bipolar. He is bipolar 1. For those of you who do not know, bipolar 1 is a very, I wouldn't say mild, but it's a very high strong in terms of, what is it like? I'm losing my words here all of a sudden.
It's basically, I guess I should explain it, right?
Yeah, you're the expert. I was gonna give my definition, but I was like, wait, I want to be politically correct. So no, Mrs. Best is going to.
So bipolar disorder is basically, think of it as, without getting too deep, like a manic form of depression. So it is actually a type of depression. There are different forms of depression. Some of them cause mania, some of them do not cause mania. Bipolar disorder is separated. There's bipolar 1, you can be bipolar 2. Oftentimes, I mean, some of what G said, I can kind of understand it. However, they do give you medication that can help with that. An example would be Wellbutrin and Abilify being combined. They give you medication in the form of antidepressants and antipsychotics, usually a mix. But if you take your medications, you're usually fine. Bipolar 1 is a little bit more intense because they can go into episodes of mania that can last for months at a time if untreated. And it's not always like, if anyone saw the show Shameless on Showtime, Ian Gallagher had bipolar. He was bipolar, and he would do stuff that was like crazy. I think that was actually a pretty good depiction of it, sadly. So if G has been diagnosed, I believe him, but in no ways does it impact your memory. That's something different. I know semantic memories and thoughts are sometimes impacted by things, but bipolar doesn't usually cause that. Usually they know what they've done. They're just in a state of mania, which is like heightened emotion that just does not go away. Think of getting mad and never calming down. So for them, it is kind of torturous, but a lot of people, especially Black men, get diagnosed later in life and have no clue. So,
and I think that that's just the irresponsibility of society, and putting that label that Black men are naturally just angry, so it's hard really to decipher it being something. Yeah. No, there was like I forgot what that study was called, but yeah, there's a lot of studies that are going out there that's saying that they are getting diagnosed later in life versus when they're younger, where they actually can get some control and therapy to control it better. But because people want to automatically label Black men as angry just off of a general consensus, not knowing that that can stimulate from a form of either bipolar or even as far as psychosis. Hey, Naya, thank you for joining us. But
Naya.
That to me, when I was listening to him say that, it does really ring, what they're going through as far as losing money and him having this wild personality. But I feel like Mia didn't take enough responsibility in that, because we saw her last season when she said we had to renovate this house and not give much explanation as to why you had to renovate a house that you didn't even own. That made no sense. So I
Mhm.
feel like he played a part in that too, and he just welcomely omitted that part just to protect her. I think that's just my opinion. Are we talking about Gordon? Did anyone get the feeling he wasn't totally honest?
He wasn't. I got that feeling too. I got that feeling.
I think that that's what I'm alluding to. I feel like there is a part of him that was there to protect me at all costs to make it seem like she was not this, hoe or whatever we want to call Mia. But to me, I feel like, yeah, he did come off like he was being, dishonest. But what do you think he was being dishonest about?
I think he was being dishonest about God, please do not call APA on me, y'all, because I really can't lose my little license. But I feel like he does have bipolar one disorder. I don't think I agree with Naya. I think he fully remembers because it's not usually when people are in bipolar and they can't remember stuff, it's called detaching from reality
Yeah.
in psychology. So that just means like they feel like they're outside of their body, like they're not actually in their body, if that makes sense. If you have those symptoms, then legally Mia could have had him committed if he was so violent and so problematic and your money came up missing. And then
But here's the thing.
go
Oh,
ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I was going to say, here's the thing. I don't think this is what he was being dishonest about. I think she was lying.
But well, here's the thing. They're
Yes.
both lying because, like they say, Mia is a liar. It's the truth. But I think that he's trying to protect her image because one, she's funding his life right now.
Hmm.
Two, she is still the mother of his kids, and G seems like he might be old school that way where he wouldn't down her publicly. But I do think he's lying about parts of the bipolar thing. I feel like he did get diagnosed probably 2 years ago, but
Yeah.
I don't think he was just going through mania. Mia would have been noticed that in the marriage, something would have come up. They would have at least alluded to it. I think that he's been taking his medication and probably did some other shit while on the medication and it's like, well, now that I know I'm bipolar, I'm going to blame everything in the free world on that. That's also something that is common with specifically bipolar one disorder. With mania comes habitual lying. So that's why families struggle to like get back a relationship with their loved ones after they go through mental health crisis because they'll
Well,
lie and do shit like that.
yeah, and exactly. And Naya said that's convenient to me. I think the best sounding lie always has some truth in it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I could agree to taking the phone, especially since the new boyfriend popped up. Absolutely. But him
Oh
locking
yeah.
her in a room, I questioned that myself because that just seemed weird to me. Because first of all, how can he lock you in a room where most rooms lock from the inside out?
Yeah.
So I don't understand
Exactly.
I don't know
Exactly.
where we going with this, Mia. I don't know. But that's, pretty much it. We come to the consensus that she's still going to be there for him. She still loves him and she's going to move on with her life. And he feels that, I lost her, and it was on my own doing. So he took accountability there. It was very nice to see,
Want
but,
to know though, how did y'all go from you being so upset that she was with this person that's led to basically the demise of the marriage to now you're just suddenly cordial with the person and you're taking your medications? And I wish Andy, I'm going to say this a lot during this recap. This reunion was proof that this is a place of employment. They should have had a social worker or a therapist, a counselor, a life coach. They should have had somebody in the field of that, maybe hosting it or there to like offer some more insight because there's something
yeah.
that's not clicking and they are full of crap. And I feel like G kind of expressed and discussed bipolar disorder in a way that was a little bit it
Because
irresponsible.
yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna say this about Andy. Andy was eating that story up a little too. He was eating up everybody's story, and it was like, what are you going through, sir? Like, are you trying to get us
I
to
wish
have
the therapist
sympathy
was
with
there to
you?
ask you, okay, G, what
Yeah.
medicine you on? You got diagnosed, what medicines you take? Like,
Right. Yeah,
I want to
nobody
know.
thought to ask that, but they're gonna lie about it anyway. So we move on from there and we get into Wendy and Aneka. And I told y'all I'm gonna go ahead and talk about this because I avoided them this entire season, even though they deleted the hell and edit the hell out of this segment. Because we didn't even get I was looking forward to Wendy speaking Igbo to Nneka and to see if she responded in the
Oh
same
my
language.
God, we did not even see
We didn't
you.
get that.
Wow,
No, we didn't even get
bravo.
that. So I got mad at that. Bravo in the
It
call
was
center.
so quick.
It was. It was like, did they even address what did they address? They didn't even address anything. So let me paint the scene, and then we're gonna go with our angry abittles about what we missed. So um let's talk. So basically, Aneka came onto the show saying that she knew of Wendy. They had people in common. So Bravo came to Wendy saying, "Hey, this lady says that she knows you," which I 100% believe Bravo did that. And Wendy being, you know, I don't want to say it's fake, but I would say Wendy, because technically, if you just met somebody a couple times, you don't know that person. So I can almost see where she was coming from. She goes, "I don't know her," and I think Bravo made it shady. So then they go, "We're gonna parlay it and make her go through Ashley," which I felt that was fucked up because Bravo really set them up to pit against each other based on that one meeting. So Bravo was covering their asses. They knew that that
The
would
way
have.
that I agree, Naya, because the like now that I noticed, because I didn't even recognize it, I was rolling my eyes for the whole hour of the reunion through I sat through commercials, even though it was on my DVR. That's how annoyed I was. But I don't know. I feel like I've seen the African community because I'm part African. So I see some of the African community who watch these shows in like separate groups and spaces that maybe people not the community would be in. They were a little annoyed with the discussion of it. Like Neka's husband said, it is taboo to discuss a lot of the issues that Wendy and Aneka had. It's also kind of like someone calls someone's mom a witch. Like, where do you go from there? Um, I don't know. I feel like
To me,
Bravo
I
did
felt
this in
like
a
NECA
black
because Wendy
leadership.
said because Andy put it's like, what would it take for you to move on? She goes, we can coexist and move forward.
Yeah,
That's what Wendy is saying, and I feel like they should have just. I feel like Aneka should have took that. Like, I don't know what kind of accountability you wanted Wendy to have when she's done nothing to you. So that's why I'm trying to figure out where Aneka was coming from. But Andy did ask a question about the Osu thing, which I feel like he should have asked that question. I feel like that was really disrespectful for you to ask when they have told you numerous times that this is something that should not be discussed on TV. But Andy did it anyway. And so I loved when Wendy said, Ashley, since you brought it to this platform, what does it mean?
yeah.
And Ashley was stuck. Ashley was like, uh, uh, uh. She goes, well, I just want to make something clear. I did not know the gravity of how sensitive that was. So I brought it to NECA because I wanted her to explain that to me. And it was like, Ashley, you can't be that naive and stupid. Like, there's no way
Here's the
possible you
thing.
thought.
Ashley told on herself later in the reunion when she speaks about how she wanted to be a news anchor and all of these things. It takes a lot to do that. Y'all try reading the teleprompter and then you'll see. It also takes a great deal of school. Ashley is an intelligent person. She's not just speaking big words to speak them. I think what's happened is kind of how she said she got lost in Michael. I feel like the rest of us, meaning the people who see her, the people who know her, and all, or who are watching her specifically, we're seeing this girl act like a damn dingbat on TV when it comes to this man. We're seeing her try to stay with this man because she wants access to the money. So it makes it to where it's like Ashley, we look at her as if she's not as smart or we don't respect her as much, but Ashley is smart, and that's why I don't like what she did. There's a large African community on the East Coast, larger than over here.
Right.
And that's why California, we got so many Asians because we share the ocean with the Asian countries. But on the East Coast, it is different. So there are much more people who are in that community over there. I am sure that Ashley, who was grown up there with a mama that was not rich, done went to school with some Africans, some Nigerians, especially Igbo. I guarantee she has met them, especially being over there. So I think that she's heard of Osu and the past and knew that it was something that was taboo, probably. And that's probably why she used it on the show because she's messy and she knew it would cause a rift. I think Ashley needs to go because you took culture as a Black woman on a platform and you played with it. And I think that's offensive. I think it's disrespectful. It causes rifts in ways that we can't even get into on this recap, not just within Africans, but how Africans feel about Black Americans and things like that. So it's I'm disgusted with Ashley after the reunion, and I'm surprised she ain't got a petition going around like NECA and Giselle.
But see, and that's the thing. And I felt like either Bravo cut it out, or because I could have sworn Nexa said she was coming after Ashley at the reunion for this. I could have sworn that's what she said.
They cut out
And
so
they
much
cut
from this
out so
reunion.
much. Yes, they cut out so much of this Wendy and NECA thing that we don't even know where they went with this. Like, we don't know anything about this. And I feel like for me, that does a disservice because we had to see these women of the same African culture, same ethnicity, and everything not resolve something that somebody else put on the show, knowing that it will pit them against each other. Like, that's not supposed to happen.
No.
And then we want to talk about how, and then they want to say how colorism is not a thing of this show when you literally see the tactics that we all have been taught as Black people and even African Americans, how we could be put against each other based on small gossip like that. That's how that starts. So this is much bigger than it being, about culture. This is how this society has enforced us Black people to be in this world, to never love one another solely based on the fact that we have common culture, but to be put against each other by that same culture because one looks better than the other, or this person was accused of this. How do you feel about that? Making it messy. She should have never even brought it up. Even if she was curious, you can Google it.
My thing too, separate from the culture, why are you trying to put a new castmate immediately in her first season into a beef with someone? Can she just coast? Like, if y'all think back in the day when we would get a new housewife, we would see them, they would either be problematic like Kenya Moore and how she just did not let up, or they'll be, for the most part, pretty mellow like Jackie Goldschneider on New Jersey. But I don't know, it's to put a cast member against somebody, and now they're saying that allegedly NECA has been let go as well and it's probably because of how she handled what Ashley put her in. Now NECA is responsible for herself, yes, but I'm just looking at
Well,
Ashley.
if
This is
the
a
thing
mess.
about it is that instead of her, see, when Ashley, what I would have respected out of her, and would have made me have been on her side fully, is when Ashley brought that to her, said, Ashley, look, that is taboo. I am not going to partake into that.
Yep.
I don't want to hear it. Do not ever speak that again. We don't need to know what it is because it will not affect you.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what I would have expected her. And then I would have expected her to call Wendy and say, hey, look, before this airs, I need you to know Ashley brought this up in front of me. I did not appreciate it. And I don't want this to have an impact on where you and I go. I would have respected her if she did it, but what she did was a tit for tat. She
Yeah.
goes, yeah, it's a tit for tat. You heard the tit. Now the tat was you to get back up and try to validate these points about this woman. And that's what people are not seeing. And a lot of people are just like, no, Wendy's lying. Wendy is this, Wendy is that. And it's like, regardless if she's lying or not, this woman had the opportunity to dismiss something, put it away before it ever saw air.
Yeah.
Because if she did that, the moment that Ashley brought that up to Wendy, it'll all been dried out and discussed because she could have got a hold of Wendy one way or another, whether that been through the cousin-in-law or through the community. So it's very, so I'm sorry, y'all. Yeah. So Ashley isn't dumb. She's very intentional with her involvement in these. No, she is, but she didn't think that one was going to bite her the way that it did. That's the problem. And that's why you have to be careful with Ashley. And that's why I say you have to be careful about engaging in conversation with her. That's what makes me not even want to be in her space. Because if I have to watch every word that come out your mouth like that, versus actually just listening to you, I can't have a camp. We don't need to be, because I don't want to have to watch everything you say like that and make sure I don't fall into a trap with you.
Yeah. I feel like, I don't know. Actually, I think NECA needs to take responsibility, which I don't know if she did because the way they edited stuff, it's impossible.
We don't know. Yeah. We don't even know if
what's going
Eddie
on.
and Ike even resolved their issue of whether or not they knew each other before this.
Yeah. Like
We don't even know
nothing,
that. Nothing about
absolutely nothing was solved. It really, really annoys me. But as somebody who is part of the African community, I will say personally, I was disappointed in Aneka when somebody who is not of your culture, I don't care what color you are, where you're from, but someone who is not of your culture comes to you talking to you about your culture in a way that's messy, and you're on a reality show, Esquire. She's a goddamn attorney. It makes no sense. Separate from being smart, you as an African should not have allowed that. In my opinion, NECA should have, like James said, shut it down. So I just wanted to make that very clear because it's annoyed me. And I think this is why I think we're going to see quite a few cast changes from Potomac, because there was a warning at the beginning of the show. At the end of this reunion, they still didn't solve nothing, and he pointed that out. And to have to edit and chop and screw something so much to where you can't even barely give us the reality of the reality TV show, you have to change the cast, because now you got the editors. They probably complained, hey, these bitches, now we can't talk about this, we can't talk about that. They've gotten too controversial. So
I agree. They got way too controversial, and it's now at a point to where you you know you don't really have input on how severe this has hurt these women, as far as getting families involved, getting friends involved, getting cousins involved, and the dynamics where you have further divided this one African community of culture of Igbo people now.
yeah,
But that's not even how the magnitude of that ethnicity specifically is culturally brought up. They are not divided in that way.
yeah,
So
yeah,
that's where I kind of feel like Bravo did a disservice to those ladies. And then I'm mad that the fact that we don't even know how this even got resolved, if it got resolved, because y'all refused to show it. So now we have to go on pins and needles, knowing that there's a possibility Aneka allegedly is not going to return. They're never going to resolve this now.
yeah,
So that's
yeah.
even more terrible than anything else. So I was disappointed, to say the most of this. I was like, you know what? Hey, they can have it. I will never talk about these two again, because overall, Bravo did disservice. And then I'm gonna actually say Aneka and Wendy. Y'all show very poor examples of how we really could have rose above all of this. But
Especially
instead,
Wendy, because the one thing that they did make sure to show is that Aneka was not lying about her story to some extent, and neither was Wendy. These women have crossed paths. They know each other, they know of each other, but they're not close. Now, Leb, Leb is probably the problem here.
oh, I
Um,
said that, yeah, from the
yeah,
beginning. Mhm.
James has said that from the beginning, but it's like it's unfortunate because now I guarantee you Leb will never be close again with Wendy's sister. It's just messy. It's
Yeah,
just
well, because here's the thing: if if I move when I move to DC, and when I get out there, and let's say you decide to come out there, and I have this mutual friend that I want you to meet, I'm not gonna tell you, hey, Amina, like this girl is like, she terrible, like she don't keep a clean house and everything, but I want y'all still to be friends because she got an adventure for you. What are you gonna go into that environment like? You don't go into that environment guarded and thinking about me the
and with
entire
the
time.
travel
Yes,
Lysol just in case.
exactly. But that's what I'm saying. But do you see how
Yeah,
I just caused all of that based on my
yeah,
words and based on the fact that you trusted me? That is what Lebe did. She did exactly that. So therefore, she's coming into it with a preconceived notion. And to add Ashley to that mix, it now makes it even more haywire.
yeah.
So it's like, yeah, there was no way that these two were ever going to be on equal
The
ground. They're
problem
just
with Wendy though, and why I agree that Wendy did nothing to NECA, but Wendy has the attitude, and I've said this before, it changed. She was not like this her first season. She really wasn't even like this her second season. After Giselle and them come for her husband, it seems like she really did change. You can sense like the hostility, the guard.
yeah, it
Got to
was.
a point
Mhm.
where it sometimes comes off like she has an ego, thinks she's better, but her mom, her family, her husband, based on their professions, where they live, how she introduces herself, and aligns a lot of her accolades with culture. I feel like amongst the Nigerians that she does know, she's probably put up here. And I think that she does view Nneka and her husband as some sort of a threat or competition. Some people are just that way. I do think Wendy has, I won't say jealousy, but I think she has like an ego complex or something where she has to be like the best Nigerian, the one representing them. And it's like there's room for everybody. So I think they were both wrong and they both, Nneka can go. I don't really care to get to know her. I'm
Yeah.
curious to see how Wendy
Um,
would do with the new cast, but if Giselle stays, Wendy can go too. Because I know she's not going to interact.
right. I'm gonna say, okay, we're gonna move on from this. I'm gonna say this. I just want my flowers because I called that she did the Married to Medicine DC pilot.
Yeah, yeah. He
I
did.
called that. I
He did.
knew she did it. That's why I said, and that is the tie. Bravo just never picked it up, but I knew that she did. That's why I was like, "There's no way." But I put two and two together. It was actually the interview that Dr. Alicia from the Atlanta cast did with DJ Richie Sky. When she said that, and I was like, "Huh." I was like, "I guarantee you, Aneka was in that pilot. I guarantee you she was."
You know what
Or
I don't like
she,
that Bravo did though? If you have a woman who's married to medicine and you feel aligns with the cast of that show, why would you play with her? Because she did say she had a relationship with Bravo for 2 years, which aligns with the DC timeline as well. But why would y'all bring her to the Housewives? It's a very different feel, it's a very different vibe. And I think Phaedra spoke to that at the reunion of Married to Medicine this past season. But why? I just it,
but see, and here's the thing. See, because I have a couple of ties in DC, I do, but they're not in circumference to Bravo. It's more circumference to the educational factor of DC more so. But it's very small, and people do know of of other people. So I knew once they said, and I was like, I hope she says that y'all. There's no way I could have known that preconceived of this airing. So I just wanted my flowers, and like Nia Green said, pay me call center because I knew it. And shame on y'all because I actually know another person on that cast, and I know for sure that that would have been a hit if y'all would just let it ride. I don't know why. I think they're so afraid to green light a series like that based on how Houston and LA did that it's hard to take that risk. I get it. I do. But at the same time, y'all, that cast
Married
would have
to
been hard.
Medicine, because doctors in real time are really so busy. I feel like the reason the other one is work, they're all actually like friends before the show, know each other to some extent. So it helps that when they put together new cast, it's like you have a bunch of doctors, but you can't guarantee that people are gonna get along just because they're in the same profession. But I don't like what they're doing. Like, please don't stop having people sign contracts for shows that you don't know is going to air or leave the contract be that or whatever it is. Because I never felt like Nneka fit the Housewives of Potomac at all. A lot of what she did felt animated, and the reality is she is a traveling doctor's wife and an Esquire attorney. So I
No,
don't buy
it
half of
came off like that in the beginning, and then it turned into she began following whoever the popular girls were to make sure she was seen.
That's
That's
what
what
happens when you ping people between shows. She just wants to stick somewhere, so she's going to follow whoever
yeah,
it
but
is
yeah, she was
sticks.
gonna
That's the
follow. She was
network.
gonna make sure to follow Giselle and and Ashley and them, and see, and that's where I have the problem. It was like, see, you wasn't even trying, but it is what it is. I'm gonna report in that in my updates video a little bit further. We're gonna go ahead and move on to the fight because they then get rid of the husbands and then bring Kieran out, and they begin talking about the fight that happened that they did not get footage of, but it did go to TMZ. And they asked Giselle, how does she feel? And she goes, I'm starting a new business, me and Ashley, and a fight breaks out. I did not want that drama surrounding my business venture because I take myself very serious as a businesswoman. So let's pause for the cause real quick, y'all, because this is where I'm about to get Giselle together. Because Giselle, you have to look at it like this. You are on a reality TV show where it is surrounded and invented around the drama that goes about it. So if that includes a fight, then so be it. But we're not going to sit up here at this juncture and say that you take everything serious about your whole products and your business and everything, when in today's time, now that all 3 episodes of the reunion have aired, your website where we can buy G&A apparel still only has these 6 items.
We work very well together. Y'all not working. There's nothing there. And the
So,
GNA, the tank top, the only cute thing on the site is a plagiarized Gucci. The shirt, there's a Gucci shirt that just Gucci. Symbols.
I just answered Mrs. Best's question in the chat, and her business partner was privy to the anger Debbie Cakes had and still invited the bitch. So that is a joke to me. That is a joke to me. Because if you are working so hard on an apparel line, if you're working so hard for this business, then why is it the place where people can go and support said business can't buy but 6 items when you had over 20 in the show? I just want to know.
Andy threw the shade too. Is it giving She by Sheree? Because the same thing. When
Well,
I say,
at least by she ain't. At least she had
well, she has
overpriced
a lot on her side.
merchandise.
Yeah,
Yes,
she
she
did.
had overpriced merchandise. She had more than 6 items. It
Oh,
was very
goddamn.
basic. It was very basic, but yeah, the website represents their personal lives and shambles hanging by a thread. And that's the thing. But they made it, Giselle made it seem like it was something so serious, as if this website is already going today and has all this merchandise. That's
You
that's
know what's
that's
crazy to
foolishness.
me? And me and James has extensive background in customer service. I've
Yes.
been in operations management for over 13 years. Let me tell you this. How can you say that you're so concerned for how your business looks? Right? You're so concerned about your reputation. You don't want to look like a bad business lady, right? But you not paying attention to who you going into business with. I feel like any good businessman, any good businesswoman is going to look at who they go into business with and not just the person who they affiliate with, who what type of people they would bring. If you gave a damn about your business, you would have checked Ashley and that forehead and told her, let's just keep Deborah out of this one. Like if they really cared about this. I feel like they just tried to start a business together because their jobs are both on the line with the show. Notice everyone whose jobs are on
Well,
the
no,
line.
I think it was strategic in it as well because Ashley already has a successful yoga line or something like that
She does.
already. So
Mhm.
that to me, I feel like it was strategic on Giselle's part, allegedly, because I don't feel like dealing with her right now. But I feel like it was strategic on her side because Ashley's already successful in athletic wear and athletic lounging and things like that. So you wanted to make your part and get in that mix too, which is why you did this. But the problem that I have with her is that she's making it more serious when at the end of the day, she only got 6 items on her website and only
It's
two
not
of
gonna let
them
her
are
live it
no,
down.
and only two of them are something that I actually can wear working out. I'm not gonna wear no hat, no scarf, and what else she got on that website? Hold on. Let me go back. Cause see, Giselle not gonna play with me today. When she answered that, I was so pissed, y'all. I couldn't know what to do. So Giselle literally, so this is supposed to be athletic wear, right? I can wear that t-shirt. I'm not wearing that hoodie while I'm working out, and I'm not wearing that beanie. I might wear that cap and I might wear that socks, but I'm not finna wear that tank top. So, and I'm showing the fuck ain't gonna pay no $26, no $46, and no $25 for the hat and no
Let me
$15
tell
for the
y'all
other
this.
top.
Look up iCustom. Find you a mall that still exists. You can go get everything that they got on this site for less than everything that they charging.
And they
Oh,
sold out of the socks too, by the way. They
and
sold
them
out on
look
the
hot.
socks, by
It
the
look
way.
like your toes would be hot in
And
the middle
then
of
you went and got government um, guidelines to get all of these logos. Visa, you have Visa, Discover, Amex, Apple Pay, Meta, MasterCard. So you had to get permits for all of these. So why in the blazes and bejesus would you get all of those and only have these 6 items. I'm not getting anything because you have to pay for all of this, y'all. When you're a merchant doing merchant services, you have to pay for all these logos
Yes,
to
you
be able
do.
to take them. So, in terms of that, why would you put that up there if you only got 6 items on your website? That makes no sense to me from a business standpoint. And even if I was just doing by plain old logic,
You know how you know they full of, you know what? Everybody that's had a business always gives Andy Cohen a gift. Sheree gave him a hoodie. I believe Candy's giving him something. He's gotten a candle. Andy Cohen done got from sex toys to clothes from these women when they open their businesses. Karen gave him a candle. Giselle, Ashley, why y'all couldn't give Andy Cohen a hoodie or something to put in the clubhouse and watch what happens live? Y'all know that's what he does. Why did you not bring anything to the host? This website is, like you said, strategic, and I think
it
they just
is.
have it either to stay on the show or relevant, or I don't know. But Giselle hasn't done shit else but a podcast, so
I'm gonna respond to Naya's comment. Giselle said Robin was better with monies, and she still chose for her head to go into business with. Girl, what? Let me explain something to you. That actually is not correct. Robin is horrible with money.
oh yeah.
Robin has had several businesses on the show, and they all flopped. So no, Giselle went into business with the person who actually already has success in the e-commerce business with her yoga mats and everything. That's why she did it. It's strategic on
Oh,
her
that's
part.
even worse because you're in business with somebody who has a successful business. So Ashley is nobody's friend, which I've always said, because you know that your friend's website should have more to it than what's there.
That's what I'm saying. That
Ashley,
you yes, exactly my point. Why would you put a website out, launch it already when you don't have any merchandise, when your business partner already has her own, and I'm saying e-commerce because I don't know what Ashley sells. I just know it's that realm. So you have an e-commerce line because you sell yoga mats and other apparel for the same thing. So that's why I said it's strategic on Giselle's end because she knows Ashley's already successful in this. That's why I'm saying it was stupid to begin with for her to even do that and then put that website out knowing there's nothing on it and then get permits for all well, you have to get permits, but why launch it now? Why not wait until you can actually approve all of your material items and make sure that the factories are ready to get this going? That's why I'm saying this does not feel real to me. Anybody can create a website, y'all. Anybody could pay $1,000 and create a website and have it launched, and it does not have to do anything but exist. You don't have to continue to pay for it. Anybody can get an LLC. That's depending on the state you live, that could be up to $1,000 on its own too. They both got the money. So yes. Oh, I know Giselle said Robin keeps track of their shared account and knows the exact dollar amount, but she still chose Ashley. That speaks volumes of all of them. Yeah, but I just felt like that was strategic move. If I know somebody that's already successful in something, what is it to me to create an adjacent apparel line and use her clout that she already has? Because all Ashley has to do is put a link of their website on her website of the apparel she's already selling. So if Ashley was smarter, she would have figured that out.
I
But
don't
see,
think
this is a
Ashley wants to be attached to Giselle. I think that's why there's less effort. Again, she's not stupid. And I know Giselle has some fans out there and she has good relationships with people in the Bravo world, but in terms of the audience, it's not there.
Well,
And
here's the thing. If the only thing they're sold out with are some damn socks, then I don't know how much, influence Ashley really does have in that. And I get what you're saying, but see, to me, this is why I feel like this is a joke. Because overall, when you have e-commerce and apparel items on a website and it's already sold out, that means that either you don't have the materials to make them. Because I wonder how many pairs of socks they actually show. Because I only have two there. How many do you get in the bundle? I can't tell because it's sold out. So, but we spend too much time on the show. I just wanted to point that out because Giselle pissed me off with that comment. Because if you took your business that serious, you would have told Ashley, "Hey, look, either Candace is not coming or Sesame Street's not coming. One of the two is not coming because they're not going to mess up
yeah,
my event."
yeah, but you allowed both to be there. So
Yep, exactly. So moving on, they talked about the fight and they asked Giselle, what does she think looking at the footage? She goes, "Well, all of them are responsible. She said that Sesame Street, Kay, Candace, and Wendy. And Wendy immediately was like, "How am I responsible when I'm the one that's trying to de-escalate that?" And Giselle had her mouth open and was stuck, and everyone was telling Giselle Wendy had nothing to do with it. She go, "Okay, I will remove Wendy, but Candace and Kiarna definitely were
That's how
at
you
fault."
know that statement was bullshit. Because if you truly in your heart believed something, then nobody's going to be able to change your mind. If you truly believe that anybody involved or who got involved was problematic or messy, then you also would have involved Karen, because Karen at one point got involved trying to de-escalate as well. Giselle, you can't just take someone out of something that you supposedly feel. And then the only reason you're willing to do it is because other people had to point it out and remind you. Why do other people have to point out and remind you about what happened somewhere that you were too? Why would you even
Well,
think
she
that?
wasn't there. That's the thing. She wasn't there. She had left.
So she pulled, why is this? Oh, so that's even worse. So now she's yet again speaking on some shit she ain't seen.
She ain't seen. Exactly. That's my point. It's stupid of her. That was just something for her to put blame on
Oh
Candace
God.
and Wendy once again. And then she dragging Karen in because there would be no choice. That would be crazy if she said, well, Karen is not to blame because she was the one in the fight. It was all just Candace and Wendy, which I felt like she would have went had Bravo actually aired it and that she saw the fight. She would have immediately blamed it on Candace and Wendy. But Karen is collateral damage. That's where I really think she went with that. And see,
Bravo
and that's the
fucked
thing.
up. Y'all
And
should have
that's the
showed
thing.
the
And that's where the
fight.
colorism comes into because you didn't not once did she say Ashley is in trouble too, because she invited her.
Yeah, not once. It's wild to me, but when you have a group full of chocolate, you know what I'm saying? She's scared to gain a little weight or something. I don't understand why she did that, but it did look like, okay, so everybody is safe except for the people who are darker. And what's sad in this instant is these people were minding their business. Everybody confirmed Candace was dancing in the corner. And Mia, I actually respected Mia because Mia stood up and said, I want to make this clear before we get into it. Deborah was on a rampage. She said she came and tried to get in her face and all of that as well. Mia spinning it, I think she was the person to explain best. Like, listen, I get that. I'll wait for you to get to the part with Candace, but I don't know. I just feel
Well, no, that's next because
fight. You
Candace said that no, because Candace was like, "Oh, so you omitted Wendy, but then you're saying it's my fault." And everybody, and this is what once again, this is where the gaslighting comes in, because everyone was all like, "You could have just not said anything and did what Mia did." But y'all have to understand something. This lady did not care to spat with Mia because what Mia said was low. Like there is a more contingent history here. So let's split the facts. She accused Chris of trying to get at her and make a googly eyes and look at her when the camera footage did not say anything else. And then who she say tried to slap her on her ass? I remember that comment too. I'm not going to divulge on it because I don't remember the context. But this goes further than Mia just saying she was a 4 out of a 10. That was just stupid.
which she
But
is.
yeah, but see the whole thing with Candace, that's a little bit deeper because Candace called her all kind of names, deviating from that situation. So my whole thing with this is that y'all were sitting there trying to victim shame her by saying that she did something with her words. Ashley, especially. Ashley, because she said, this is now the second time you were your words cut deep. My thing is this I didn't touch that lady. I didn't hit that lady. I didn't throw nothing at that lady. So therefore, I can say what I want to say. If she can't handle it, then she needs to walk away.
Yeah. And the gaslighting comes in when they lose that battle. Then it's, well, you picked up a bottle. Here's what I want people to understand. James probably know exactly what I'm getting to.
Yep.
If you walk up in my face while we're out in public, I don't care if I'm at work. I don't care if I'm in church. If you walk up in my face with a problem, like you got something to say to me, where I'm from, we about to fight. It's the only way that that's going to go. She
We
walked
had,
in there with the problem. Now, I'm not saying that means that you have to fight, but you cannot tell someone how to respond, like Candy said, especially when they are being attacked. And in addition to being attacked, they are caught off guard. You can't tell that girl how to react. You just cannot tell her. I know Candace was crying. I can't count on y'all to fight for me. Fuck that. You cannot tell someone how to react when they are genuinely caught off guard and attacked. And that's what happens. Not only was she attacked verbally, that woman got in her personal space close enough to where we could hear their microphones.
Right.
Clearly, nobody sounded distance. She was in her personal space. This was confirmed through Kiana. This was confirmed through Karen. This was confirmed through all the people who saw it. So it don't make no sense for them to get at Candace for that. And then to make it into a bigger deal about the bottle. At the end of the day, in my opinion, because I don't even want to, Ashley is the person that everyone should be looking at. And I think that's why Mia said what she said before everyone got in, because it was very strange for Mia to jump in, especially to be ethical. This is very strange for her to jump in. But she said that Deborah came there and was going on a rampage and was going to whoever would get mad. She was looking for a problem. And it wasn't even specific with Candace. Candace is just the person, unfortunately, who gave in. But she was looking for a problem. If someone is your close friend, right? If I'm going to James's event and we have mutual friends that I don't really consider a friend anymore, but they were mutual at one time, I am not going to confront any of those people or talk to them about any of our past issues. It's not the time or the place. And these women are old enough to understand that. So it looks like, because Deborah's married to someone who's also of fame and known, why it looks like Ashley was like, hey, can you come do this? Because, I don't have a storyline. And they were trying to ask about Michael. And I guarantee you that's what she said. And Deborah was like, bitch, I'm down. That's why Ashley had to catch herself and be like, my former friend, because that's not her former friend. They're probably still like that. I think.
Absolutely. I don't believe they're former friends at all.
Yeah.
I think what it was, she had to cut her loose for a minute until they stopped until filming production wrapped. And then that's when she picked her right back up. But yeah, Naya, she is lucky because trust me, I've seen some janky. I think the worst thing I've ever seen in a club fight, and it was kind of funny, but it wasn't funny. If y'all remember College Hill, the fight between Vanessa and Crystal, where Crystal picked up that high heel and hit Vanessa with that high heel. I've seen a girl do this same. I've seen the girl do that exact same thing. Except it wasn't her heel. She grabbed a heel off of a lady sitting down, grabbed her heel and hit a girl upside her head with it. And when I tell you, I have never seen something like that in my life. It wasn't even her shoe. She grabbed that lady high heel while she was sitting down and hit the other lady with the shoe. I was like, "Not you trying to incriminate?"
Listen, I'm gonna say this too, Deborah. Fuck around and find out. Fuck around and find out. I feel like she come for Candace like that and get in her space because Candace is the person who, admittedly, is not
a fight. And we saw that. She was on
the ignorant way to think is, oh, you're not from the hood, you're not going to defend yourself. Like I said, you cannot tell or expect for somebody to react in a certain way. People gonna react how they react. So it's best not to challenge each other. And I think maybe personally, Kiana, because some people, I'm a firm believer, I try to avoid physical anything because I really am against it. But some people need to be popped in the mouth. Some people ain't been beat right. What they say at Eve's Bayou, she said to the little girl, Megan Good's character, hey, you ain't too big to beat. That's Deborah. Some people just ain't been popped in the right way. And Deborah did all of that. And now America pretty much is laughing at you. You went off on Candace and started all of this crap, thinking it's going to make you relevant in some way. Hi, All Things Dream.
Hi, All Things Dream.
It has not made you relevant. Now all of America's laughing at you in those eyebrows. And in addition to that, nobody respects Deborah. She fucked around and she find out. I wish she would have got popped for a little longer. Kiana handled it, but I kind of wish she would have got smacked with the bottle. I know that's bad.
But Bravo, please don't let this be Kiana's last season with us. We need more. I feel like she deserves her flute. Now that we know some of them are not coming back, she deserves her flute, and I just hope that this did not detour y'all from actually selecting her as a cast member because I think she would do excellent. I question her judgment on a couple of the people that she loves on the cast, but in terms of that, I think she is a great addition.
She's fair.
It wasn't enough for me personally. Yeah. Absolutely. It wasn't that fight wasn't enough. But moving forward from there, I don't really want to talk about Ashley Michael, so I'll just leave the 2 points. They asked about her divorce. She said that she re-engaged it. I don't believe she did. I don't care what nobody says. I believe it was that question that was asked. You are faking this for a storyline on the show,
Yeah,
not knowing that Michael cease and desist you from filming him and will sue you if he does come up on camera. So in terms of that, good luck. Because she's talking about she wants a bigger divorce settlement. Ma'am, you're not going to get that.
here's the thing. When you talk, he can use everything that she said on the show against her in court to show that she married for reasons outside of love. And a judge can say, all right, she gets nothing, but this will go to the kids. So I think that's why she's staying married to him. I feel like she slightly knows that. All I will say is Ashley has caused a divide between Nigerian women. Ashley is now responsible for inviting somebody who has led to something that has caused people actual physical harm. Ashley had a husband that was sexually harassing people who were a part of the staff. Ashley has done so much, and I could go on and on and on and on. Why is Bravo allowing her to stay employed? And in addition, she's got a husband filing lawsuits against each other, cease and desist and paperwork for the court saying this man don't want to be filmed, even though she lives with him and he's taking care of her. She's causing beefs. Actual people are getting hurt from her beefs. And then she went to court against a castmate when all these people sign arbitration agreements and ain't supposed to do what Monica did anyway. But she went to court against the former castmate. Ashley has shown that she will do anything and everything that she can to be messy and to cause a divide just for a quick moment of content. And in my opinion, she's a liability. And I'm going to align her with Heather Gay from Salt Lake City. It's a miracle that they're still employed. And then on top of that, she don't tell us shit about her life. She doesn't tell us anything. Thank you. We know
Absolutely,
nothing.
nothing extreme. I'm gonna say this. This right here, it was this comment right here when she said she rubs his feet every night, and then she tried to double down. Said I massaged it with a D. I
No,
said, I said, Ashley, you told the truth the first time. You not rid of this man, and we're not gonna sit here and act like you are. So go ahead with all that. They try to do one round of last minute apologies. Wendy did apologize for the crackhead comment, but I feel like her apology could have been a little bit more direct and more sincere. They ended out with pies, and we finally wrapped this very insane, very gaslighting, very deceptive Real Housewives of Potomac season 8 fully.
black
Y'all,
people
they
are better because what I saw is a bunch of black women on the show act a damn fucking fool. And oh, Crystal was fired from Beverly Hills. I just opened my phone. Anywho, Bravo is
Bravo is doing some
today. But I'm
footwork here.
disappointed in these women. No matter what, we done seen the women beef in Atlanta, all out pajama brawls happen on RHOA. We've seen Married to Medicine arguments happen, but like this group takes it too far. They take it way too far. As black people, y'all got to realize y'all on the platform. You got other black folk that are watching you. I'm not trying to get all black and stuff on you. I done said black 40 times, but I just feel like you can be on TV, you can beef with each other, and you can do it in a way that doesn't cause people to question the dignity of our culture who are a part of it and not a part of it, and create an HR mess. Like, do better. It's a hot mess. I personally want Ashley fired. I want Giselle fired. I'm happy Robin is gone. I think Candace was right to leave. She gonna pull a Kenya Moore, be like, okay, bitches, watch this. Bye. But I want half of this cast gone. I really do. They failed the
Hey,
season.
they failed horribly. This was a horrible season, and I cannot believe that Bravo allowed all of this foolishness to take place instead of just scrapping the show altogether and getting a whole new cast. So that is my hope for season 9, is that if you're going to keep people, um, who was Kate? Oh, Katie. Okay, I was like, who's Kate? Yeah, I wish they would bring her back because to me now, having hindsight, of season one, now that I'm looking at Giselle Robin on season 8, Katie was right all along. But they tried to silence her with her crazy. And I think that that's where this became dangerous. So, Bravo in that call center, let me explain something to you because I know y'all watch me. I know y'all do. So, I want to make things clear. Y'all have to do better with this casting.
Mhm.
Y'all have to do better with this casting because stuff like this, especially in that metropolitan area, does not need to exist. So, we're gonna leave it at that, you guys. It was good. It was a good ride. We made what we can out of it. But I want to thank everybody who's been down since episode one. This was I think my third finished series that I did on my channel. So I'm glad I stuck with it from beginning to end. It was not easy. There was times I wanted to throw in the towel with this series for Housewives of Potomac. So I'm glad I kept up with it. As far as that, you guys do know I'm going to do an update video tomorrow. But what I am going to say is that the next Real Housewives franchise I will be recapping on my show or on my channel will be Real Housewives of Dubai. They plan to be here on June the 2nd. So I will be here to recap that. I also will be covering Love and Marriage Huntsville, which premieres on May 4th. So I will be
Does
covering
that
Love and Marriage
show air
Huntsville.
on Saturday? That's so strange to me.
They always have.
I know, but it's just weird to me.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So me and Mrs. Best are gonna collab to kind of cover what happened in the last couple of seasons of Love and Marriage Huntsville, since I'm gonna just randomly pick it up to have the content. So we're gonna cover storylines and everything of that sort of all the current cast and previous cast. So we hope you guys are here for that. So we're gonna go ahead and end this live, and then I'm gonna come back with a update live as well. Oh wait, no, that's today. I'm doing unpopular opinion tomorrow. Sorry, I just confused everybody. I'm doing an unpopular opinion tomorrow. Today is the update video. So I could have just said that in the update video. So I'll repeat it there if you guys do not mind. Go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend. Subscribe to both channels. Mrs. Best's information is in my description box. And I will be seeing you guys on the update video as we have a lot to cover. See you guys there. Bye-bye.